Okay, on the last video, which I think is, I don't know, 13, 14, can't remember how far I'm along now, but we mounted the hybrid mini super swivel right there. So I had to do the other side too. It's not a true mini swivel, this one. I'm having to I put a couple 2 washers, a lock washer between them, and a nut there, and then just a regular small turnbuckle here. And I just took my Dremel tool with a cut-off blade and cut this one down inside. Took it out of there and cut the shank down, or tuck the threaded rod down. The only problem is it's not a swivel on this end, which is a pain in the butt. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So what I do is I have to take this bolt out, slide it out of there, adjust this side, get it to where the chain slack is going to be where I want it for here to here, which assume this is a sprocket. Okay, that's going to be a sprocket instead of a pulley. Sprocket. Adjust this to get the chain tight. Come over here. Turnbuckle this out as far as I need it. Then take the bolt, put it through the little eye, thread it in there, and then lock it down with this couple fasteners and lock washer nut I got there, and that should work. It's not ideal, but for now it's all the hardware I got, and I don't have a small enough nut to fit inside here like I did with this one. This one's a true swivel, but for now it's great. It's going to work fine. It's not that big of a deal. Take an extra minute to undo it, put it back on. It's no big deal. And look how solid this thing is. I mean, there's no way it's moving. I'm putting a lot of force on that. You don't even hear the turnbuckles rattling. You want to know why? Because not only did I get the 2 turnbuckles nice and tight on there, but down here, and I mentioned this in another video, on each side, sorry about that, I'm running out of battery or something. My hand's over the light, that didn't work. On this bottom threaded rod on the gearbox, this is, I believe it's 3/8, and you can see I put a nut, lock washer, and a flat washer. Same thing on the other side. So what's cool about that is once I have this up here, the turnbuckle's tightened up to get the chain tightened to where it should be. Okay. What I do is I come down here and just tighten these down. I just tighten it this way. At the same time, I'm tightening this way, right? So they're coming together, right? They're coming together like that. Just tighten them towards each other. Lock washers kick in, everything locks up really good. Plus the little washers, this baby's sturdy. That puppy ain't moving an inch. I mean, it is sturdy, and that's awesome. That worked out better than I thought it was going to. That just worked out great. So I'm pretty confident that thing isn't going anywhere, even with a few hundred pounds hanging and putting some serious torque through the gearbox. So next step is figure out a way to. I love those small cars with them little interesting little muffler systems. Okay. Anyway. Next thing is to get a sprocket on here. That's going to be challenging because I really don't want to drill and tap a hole through this rod that's coming out of the PMA, but I may have to. There's a thread on here, but there's no keyway on here or anything. So this is going to be an interesting little part of the project, figuring out how to get a sprocket on there. But I'll figure it out. That's the next step. The other thing I got to do is I got to figure out how to mount some chain tensioners off the side of the box, so that when we're moving from this sprocket to that little sprocket, I'm going to need a chain tensioner so that I can take out the slack. So those are going to be mounted on the side of the box, coming towards the chain, and I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, then the same thing from this one to that one. We're probably gonna have a chain tensioner, you know, somewhere down in here somewhere. Deal with tensioning of the chain. So that's another thing besides the sprocket that I got to figure out. And of course, as I mentioned before, got to deal with the escapement mechanism being mounted on the bottom of the gearbox here. Figure that out next. One of the next things too we're going to do. And then today, I realized, started thinking about how to hang the weight that's going to be necessary to drive this whole system. And I have an idea. I have a pretty cool idea that's going to make things pretty simple. So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, because not that it's that big of a deal, but kind of keep you guys in suspense a little bit. So I have an idea on what kind of frame to use to hang the weight. And remember, the weight on this system is going to be anywhere from 400 to 475 pounds. So that's a pretty good amount of weight. So you got to make sure that whatever it's hanging from is nice and solid. So I have an idea on how to do that with not too much effort, hopefully. So and then after I test that, or somewhere along the line, I'll deal with that, getting a bigger wheel. This one may have to do during testing. We'll see. And then we have to integrate a bicycle frame with maybe a mountain bike gear set, so that you can sit down and wind the weight back up while you're getting a little exercise rather than doing it by hand. So that's what's on the to-do list. Going down my project task list, knocking them out one by one. So there it is for tonight. Installed that little puppy right there. PMA is nice and solid. Okay guys, talk to you later. Thanks for watching.